Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Teaching from the Living Room, Dining Room, Kitchen, wherever we're at today. In this video, I want to take a couple minutes and talk to you a little bit about how distance learning actually connects and unites us. And so I touched on this a little bit in one of our other videos, but want to spend a little more time on it today. And it seems very counterintuitive, right? We have this 3 credit hour class that we meet 3 times a week for an hour each time, and we have 20 students in our class, and we have an instructor talking to us throughout that. And yes, there's a place where in this class we may have some discussion time and you have 1 or 2 students that participate in that fairly regularly. You might have another 2 or 3 students that maybe respond or answer to a question here and there. But ultimately, I know we've all been there before in a class where we don't actually interact or engage with anyone in there. We come in, we sit down, we take our notes, we leave. It's not very relational and we're not very connected. It's very independent. Yeah, we are with peers, but we're not connecting with peers. We're not intentional about it. I would argue in our online class, this is me, my online class, I can divide this class into virtual groups of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can be intentional about having breakout rooms that they connect with regularly. I can be intentional about them opening discussions and chats with one another. And I can be intentional about me being able to connect with a single mom who's going through the class. I can be intentional about connecting with someone from a different state. I can be intentional about connecting with someone with a different race or religion or background and create relational bonds in maybe 2-week increments, okay? And then we have these other students in the class that are also in these groups doing their own relational connection. And every 2 weeks we can mix these groups up. And I still have these relational bonds that I created in earlier groups, but it's an opportunity that we can be very intentional in the online environment to be relational in our learning. So distance learning is more than just being in different places. It's us bringing different places together and being intentional. And distance learning can actually be relational learning, is what I would argue. I have a lot of people that may disagree with me, but I can't tell you how many instructors I have worked with and talked to who have moved online in distance learning and know their distance learning students better than they know their in-person students, the brick and mortar classroom students. They come, they go, they do what they need to do. Here, there's connection, there's bonds. And that goes so far in learning. And so I'm so excited and happy that people are finally seeing this. We see it in our work that we're doing now during the pandemic, that when you are virtual and you are online, you have to be intentional with your relationships. And this is what we see in distance learning, if it's done right. So I'd be interested to hear your comments, thoughts. Please share, respond. But this is just my perspective on how actually distance learning brings us together and unites us in a virtual classroom.